So houseflies are very common insects. We see them every day, and they spread different kinds of diseases and infections. So in today's video, we'll be talking about how we can control these houseflies, and we'll have to understand their life cycle before we can understand how to control them. So let's go together in this video. So houseflies are mechanical carriers of disease-causing agents. They carry the pathogens or the microorganisms that cause diseases. They carry microorganisms that cause diseases like typhoid, cholera, dysentery, poliomyelitis, and so on and so forth. So these houseflies do not necessarily cause the diseases themselves, but they carry microorganisms that cause these diseases. That's why they are called vectors. So they carry microorganisms that cause diseases. Now, houseflies, just like the mosquitoes, also undergo complete metamorphosis. Now, what happens is that the female housefly lays its eggs in any decaying organic matter, such as garbage, rotten fruits, and human excreta. So the female housefly lays its egg in decaying organic matter. Then these eggs hatch into larvae within 24 hours. So after laying these eggs into the decaying organic matter, the eggs hatch within about 24 hours. Then these larvae feed on the decaying material around them. And within few days, they molt about 3 times. When we say molt, molting is just shedding of their skin. So the larva sheds their skin. The larva of housefly is known as maggot. So it sheds its skin. So after about 3 to 6 days, the larva enters into the pupa stage. So the pupa stage lasts about 5 days. So after these 5 days, the adult fly emerges, which we call the imago. The imago emerges from the pupa, and it has a life cycle of about 2 to 3 weeks. So it lasts for about 2 to 3 weeks. So that is the complete life cycle, the metamorphosis of the house fly. So we have different methods of controlling the house flies. So just like in the mosquitoes, we have environmental methods, and the environmental methods aims at destroying the breeding places of house flies by improving sanitation, because house flies breed in dirty and unclean environments. So our major environmental methods of controlling houseflies is by improving sanitation. And we can do this by, 1, burying and burning all garbage. We burn and bury all garbage. Then also storing of household refuse in covered bins for collection and disposal by the public health services. So with all our refuse, we make sure they are properly covered, and they are collected by the proper authorities that can dispose them, the public health services or the public disposal services. So we make sure our refuse is covered and disposed properly. Then also, we keep compost and manure stored in pits and turn them often to get rid of it. So all our compost and our manure that are stored in pits, we make sure they are turned regularly. We store the compost and manure. We don't just keep them in open. We store them in pits and make sure they are turned often. And the reason why we're turning them often is to get rid of heat, because this heat favors the breeding of maggots. The heat favors breeding of maggots. So we have to make sure this heat doesn't get to a favorable level for the maggots to breed. Maggots, which is the larval stage of housefly. So we make sure we keep turning our compost and manure in their pits to prevent the breeding of maggots. Also, we improve our sewage disposal facilities to make sure the systems that we employ for sewage disposal are healthy and efficient, and they don't enable the breeding of houseflies. So we improve sewage disposal facilities. So those are the environmental methods for controlling houseflies. So apart from the chemical method, apart from the environmental methods of controlling houseflies, we also have the chemical methods. Now the chemical methods, just like the chemical methods in mosquitoes, involves the use of insecticides. So we can use these insecticides to kill the maggots and the adult flies. So the insecticides may be used in baits. We can use them in cords and strips. that attract flies to them. So we can set baits or traps for these flies, and we spray the insecticides on them. Now, fly baits for housefly consists of a mixture of an insecticide and a sugary material. So the sugary material will attract these houseflies to them, and the insecticides that we mix with it will kill them. So we place these baits in areas where large numbers of houseflies occur. So we can use this to trap the houseflies and kill them. So that's the chemical method of controlling of houseflies. So apart from the chemical methods, we have several other measures or methods of controlling the housefly. And we can do this by fitting our doors and windows with wire netting. And that's to prevent the houseflies from entering into their houses. And also we can apply physical attack to killing the housefly. Just like the mosquitoes, we can swat them, we can kill them with our hands, and to prevent them entering into our residential areas and spreading diseases. So those are methods of controlling houseflies. So that's the end of today's video. In our next video, we'll be talking about control of rodents.